Enjoy 1% merchant commission when you accept Lanka Pay cards. Contact these banks today.
Sorry, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. Looks very familiar faces after some time. Good to see all of you here, the media.
The worsening economic crisis has forced the Monetary Board to effect a historic monetary tightening, with the new central bank governor justifying the move as critical to ensure macroeconomic stability. The Monetary Board at its meeting under new Governor Dr. P. Nandalal Weerasinghe decided to increase the standing deposit facility rate and the standing lending facility rate of the central bank by 700 basis points to 13.50% from 6.50% and 14.50% from 7.50%, respectively, with immediate effect. This is the highest ever policy rate hike and tightest monetary policy action in the history of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, and this critical decision was after an honest and realistic assessment by the Monetary Board, Dr. Weerasinghe told journalists at a late evening briefing following the Monetary Board meeting. He also described the Monetary Board move as proactive, implying that some of the decisions in recent times had not been so, hence the ongoing crises in the country. In its brief statement, the CBSL said the Monetary Board noted the inflationary pressures that could further intensify in the period ahead, driven by the buildup of aggregate demand, domestic supply disruptions, exchange rate depreciation, and the elevated prices of commodities globally. It was of the view that a substantial policy response is imperative to arrest the buildup of added demand-driven inflationary pressures in the economy and preempt the escalation of adverse inflationary expectations, to provide the required impetus to stabilize the exchange rate and also to correct anomalies observed in the market interest rate structure. Dr. Weerasinghe also told journalists that the decisive monetary policy action will send a strong message to markets and investors that the new leadership at CBSL is taking corrective action to ensure macroeconomic stability and confidence. When the markets open on Monday, we also expect the banking and financial community to respond positively, he added. He said the move will help suppress excessive demand, curb imports, thereby reduce pressure on forex reserves, rein in a higher inflation in the medium term. However, he cautioned that proper beneficial impact of yesterday's decision will be felt only in 3 to 6 months, and in the interim inflation is forecast to rise from current 17.5% to over 25% due to past policy slips.
I have to tell you, respect to what we do, we can't turn it around overnight. So the example that I took in my address to the staff today is that it's like the economy is, it's like moving down a slope fast without any brake. So when the vehicle is moving down the slope without any brake, and when I jump into that vehicle, my immediate objective is to fix the brakes and slow down and stop it before it's going to crash. That is the immediate objective. So that's what we are trying to do now. But for us to stop it first, still it will be going down the slope a little bit.
It is not an easy situation. We can't turn around a crisis caused by 2 years within 2 days. However, I am confident in central bank playing its part for an early turnaround, the new governor added. Dr. Weerasinghe also said that whilst tighter monetary policy and other planned measures, including an IMF support program along with a foreign debt restructuring strategy and prudent fiscal policy, can help towards creating a conducive environment for greater macroeconomic stability, the ongoing political crisis and social unrest must end. The pace of turnaround with new CBSL measures and IMF support and an end to sufferings of the people depends on restoration of political stability and normalcy, he added. The new governor also promised to restore the independence and credibility of the CBSL. An independent central bank is the only way to ensure prudent policies irrespective of politics. The existing Monetary Law Act provides for such independence. I will not tolerate political interference during my tenure, and I have the fullest support of the government, the opposition and the public, he said. CBSL is accountable and responsible to the people, not a political party. I have to live up to public expectations of ensuring CBSL independence and credibility, added Weerasinghe, who was previously a senior deputy governor and took early retirement in October 2020 after he was sidelined in the early part of the Gotabaya Rajapaksa administration.
Sustainable. We want to address that and give a firm signal. We are very serious in what we are doing, and also we are very independent in what we are doing. And as a result, we took the necessary and sufficient actions today, immediately, to address the situation. With this situation, I would expect some stability and market confidence and the positive reaction from the market right from Monday when markets open. So that's a key expectation, and also it will certainly help to manage expectations on the interest rates and also inflation. Obviously, another thing I want to share with you, my approach is I'll be very truthful, and there's nothing to hide. We'll be very transparent and very independent as a central bank, and I strongly believe independent central bank is the only way that we can address this situation, and that I'm here to implement and very seriously implement the independent central bank and independent policy making, irrespective of there's no political interference in my regime. That I have made it very clear to the authorities, so that I have full support and blessing from all, including government, opposition political parties, and more than what is more important, from general public, the positive response that I have got since the announcement that I'm going to take it, and I have to live with, with that expectation. I have to live with that expectation. I have to work to maintain central bank credibility and the independence. That's very clear.
For more latest news, subscribe to FTTV.